they redeployed CSO of TINUBU has refused to leave the villa. Okay, while we are thinking that, oh, the president is going to come out to talk about the reasons why Nigeria is the way it is, why it keeps increasing the fuel price and all of those things. While we are talking and bothering ourselves over things like that, the CSO has remained adamant, leaving, like he's still in the villa. Now, people have been of the opinion that the people in the villa have complained that the CSO has a pattern of screening people who will come to see the president. You guys remember when Ali Ndume said that the president is incommunicado and people hardly see him? This was one of the reasons. So maybe people like Ali Ndume will not be able to bribe the people, the CSO and other members of staff to be able to see the president. So my question is, why would a president who came out and was everywhere asking people, soliciting for votes, all of a sudden became very very secret, very sacred and incommunicado? Like he doesn't even speak to the people. Like people hardly see him. People don't even see him. When did he become? Now you see the reason why Asari Dokubo is always everywhere throwing tantrums, because the president will ignore him. But before now, during the election, the president was, having a communication with him through any source he used to communicate with him. But what I cannot understand is how a CSO who was removed all of a sudden is still in the villa. And people said, oh, the governors that used to sort him out, the governors that used to give him money to be able to see the president are the reasons he's there. I want to understand. Governors who elected into office, just like the president was elected into office, will now have to pay a CSO to be able to see the president, because the CSO is assumed to be the person who knows the president's body language, who knows what the president wants, who knows if the president is about to fall, who knows if the president is about to cough, who knows if the president wants to eat, who knows if the president wants to use the loo. Everything is the CSO that knows, right? So the CSO now was removed and people are like, oh, thank God he has stepped on so many toes. I don't understand. Wait, I thought you guys loved the fact that people will work. Is it that you keep removing people who... You keep removing people who do the work and people who don't do the work stay? I want to understand this whole thing because I can never understand it. Do you understand? The CSO is still there. Some people say, oh, it's because the CSO is... he was removed not because he did anything wrong. Some say, okay, it's because he's not good at... receiving people. Some said, oh, it's because he stepped on toes. Some said it's because the DSS has been changed, so the DG DSS is going to get his own people to be in government. I want to understand. I thought this whole thing is about hierarchy, like a DG DSS. So a DG DSS will have to remove people to put his own people. They will tell me how leaders can be held accountable. Tell me exactly how they are going to be held accountable if things like this continue to happen in our country. How would the president even wake up and say, oh, I want to do this, and he will do it because the people that are in the villa are his people? Some people say, oh, the CSO has so many information about the president. Are you sure it's not even too many information about the president that is making them keep him and claiming he doesn't want to leave? Is it possible that the president would tell a CSO to leave, or the DSS would tell him to leave? Or could it be that the DSS removed the man, but the president is not yet ready to release him? You see all these things, I'm asking questions and I need answers. So if you know the reason why a CSO will still, the chief security officer will still be in the villa, that's the presidential villa, against the others that he has been redeployed. And another thing I've known in the DSS and some other paramilitaries is that once you are working with a big name like that, maybe the presidency, or maybe you go on foreign posting, or maybe you are with another agency and you are with their DG and all that, once you are sent on such posting and you come back, the level of animosity they will exhibit towards you, you will not even be able to stay. So a lot of them, once they go for foreign posting and they come back like that, they either retire voluntarily or ask to go to their state or somewhere where they will not be seen, because the way those people behave, like the way they come for each other, the way the security service come for each other, You won't believe. It's not even that one. Even the how they call this poem. These other people that always wear blue. They not road safety. What's that their name? Civil defense. Their own is even worse. Your coursemate will go for interview, and if he passes you, you will start disliking the person just because the person was either your junior and now toppled you because the person wrote an interview and passed. So I want to understand, why do these things happen? A whole CSO in the villa while the DSS DG had removed him. If the new DSS DG removed him and put somebody there, what is he doing there? It goes to show you that he has a personal relationship with the president. And on that terms, the president would have said, okay, wait, sir, let us settle you before you go. And once it exits that villa, you may not be able to gain access to come into that place. Don't you guys think so? That's my opinion. I don't know what your thoughts will be. Let me know in the comment section what's your thought on this matter. Do you think the reason why he hasn't left is because if he goes, his settlement will not go through and he will not be able to collect his settlement? And what will now happen to him if the DSS discovers that he has not gone back to his duty post where he has been redeployed? A particular government agency recently arrested the man illegally, and when the man decided to talk about it, like they called him a thief. He said, no, I'm not a thief. The next thing, they transferred him to a state in the east as a form of punishment. Why do government agencies do this? If I'm that man, the best thing, an honorable thing to do is I will resign. When I resign, I will now sue the establishment to court. I'll retire rather. I'll do my everything and retire voluntarily. Go to farm. Go and start farming. And because if you have spent up to 10 years in civil service or government, any government job establishment, any government establishment in Nigeria, if you have spent up to 10 years, you are due to retire. You can retire and go and do so. Instead of wasting your youthful years in government work and then they are tossing you to and fro, and instead of you waiting to spend 35 years, 10 years is okay. Use the remaining 25 to do something better for your life, because the truth is, government job, government salary can never make you rich, except you are a thief. Government work can never make you rich except you are a thief. If you are not doing something else, like maybe you have businesses, you are into farm produce, farming, and other, let's say, farm value chain, doing those kind of businesses, you cannot, and other businesses outside your job, you can't get rich. Except government agencies like the EFCC, the NNPC, and all those people who receive the CBN, who receive very big salary ahead. Those people, they can at least save up. The NCC, they can save up to be able to afford certain lifestyles. But people who work with normal federal government, normal regular jobs where their salary is not even up to 200k, even the ones that are 200k, 300k, you cannot make ends meet with such salary. So let us understand. Those of you who know how the villa works, let us know in the comment, what do you think would be the reason behind, Sharia reporters are the ones that actually released this news. Let us know why you think the CSO, the chief security officer, the former chief security officer to the president, will be held back in the villa. Could it be that they've given him another job there on the ground that nobody knows? Could it be that there are some jobs he does that the president knows that he's the only one that can do it better? Because the truth is, trusting somebody, being in the villa and trusting people, it's difficult, because right now everybody is a suspect. I remember when Baba assumed office, they didn't allow people with camera phones to go in there, because a lot of people would have taken footage. You remember what happened in the villa during Aisha Buhari's time, where she was quarreling and saying things, vulgar words, and people were videoing it, and they sent it to social media. Till now they don't know who did that. Till today they don't know who did that. So when the man TINUBU assumed office, they ensured that nobody was holding a camera phone at the time where people were saying that his condition was critical. So let us know whether it's a CSO that is more powerful than the president, or the president has something he's doing with the CSO and he has not yet told the DSS chief, because I cannot understand this. Do you understand? It's really sad.